See, what you gotta do is. Today I'm gonna talk about unsolicited advice. This feels like blaster energy to me. So, you know, when somebody says, see, what you gotta do is, and then they follow with a bunch of bullshit that is just not appropriate advice for you. It's just way off base and not useful and not the thing that you need to hear.
Yeah, I know. Not all blasters are like that.
FYI, I created a second channel. It's called Nobody Wants to Hear Your Stupid Dreams, and I will put a link to the channel in the description. So I remember like 2 to 3 dreams every night, and I write them down every morning. And I am well aware that nobody wants to hear about my dreams, yet I feel really compelled to share them. And so I just created a separate channel. If you want to hear my dreams, some of them are interesting, some of them are very funny. You can watch. If you're not interested in that, I totally get it. Don't watch it. Okay, so back to the unsolicited advice thing. I have a client who's a lead blaster and she has a lot of this energy and she gives a lot of unsolicited advice. And she's really out of touch. She was a massage therapist 30 years ago, and she's trying to tell me how I should run my business today in 2024. And she's just giving me really way off base, outdated advice that just does not apply to the industry as it stands today. Now, just to double decide, I like this lady. Other than the unsolicited advice, I really like chatting with her, and I am open-minded and listening because maybe someday she will actually give me some useful advice. It just hasn't happened yet. And it's been pretty annoying. She's just very emphatic about some things that are really dumb and wrong, or just not applicable to me in my life and my current situation. She keeps telling me that I should charge way less, like way less than the industry standard, less than massage therapists who just graduated school yesterday. And I have 20 years of experience. So it's just not appropriate for me to charge way less than the industry standard. And it also looks funny if you have super low prices. You know, the buyer is like, what's wrong with this one? Why is that one so cheap? Psychologically, it's a turnoff. If they see something that is like way less, they think like it's flawed, it's not good enough, you know, it's cheap, something like that. It's just not as good as the premium one. And just to be clear, I do give discounts when it's appropriate, but it's done privately. Like it's a, you know, I don't have extreme discounts that are publicly listed. I have discounts for a lot of my elderly clients who are on a fixed income, or clients who are super regular and regular massage is very important to them. Then of course I give them a discount because they're coming to see me every week and this is important to them for their like physical maintenance, the maintenance of their well-being. And so it makes sense to give them a discount. And I will give a discount pretty much to anyone who asks me for one, but I'm not going to publish that on my website for everyone to see because it's just inappropriate and it looks weird. So that's just one example of something this lady told me, but she's full of it. there's all kinds of crazy things she said that are just too many to list. And yeah, some of them are really funny. Okay, so I made this other channel where I'm going to list dreams that are interesting or funny. I'm mostly not going to talk about dreams here, but I am going to briefly describe a dream today because it relates to what I'm talking about. This blaster energy, this unsolicited advice, see this is what you got to do energy. Okay, so I dreamed I was in Dubai and a whole bunch of shit happened. And then I woke up and I had to pee, so I did that. And then when I went back to sleep, I dreamed that I was just arriving home from the Dubai trip. And I was checking my messages and checking my email because I'd been away for a long time. And this guy sent me an email and it was about my YouTube channel. He told me that he was a middle-aged man who was like in his 50s and he lived with his husband up in Portland, Oregon. And where I live, it's like an hour or two south from Portland. So he's, you know, a close neighbor. So he told me that he and his husband really like watching my channel and they look forward to new videos that come out, but he wanted to let me know that I'm doing it all wrong. My channel is way too OE. It's not OI enough. Like my content is not thematically cohesive enough and I should stick to one topic, you know, rehash it, I guess IJ style, just like sticking to one topic and revisiting it over and over again, you know, with like, I don't know, subtle nuances, but basically talking about the same thing over and over again. He said that's what I should be doing. And he told me, if you have other stuff to say, you should just create a different channel. Just keep the channel separate. And then I said, well, can't I just have one channel and create different playlists? And he said, no, too messy. So I told him, I get your point. I understand that that's the prevailing wisdom, but it just doesn't work for me. It's against my nature. I'm OE. I'm all over the place. It's really hard for me to stick to one topic. And he tried to argue that I would get way more subscribers and potentially even make a whole lot of money if I would just narrow down and stick to one topic. And he said, You have to sell people what they want to buy, not what you want to sell them. And I was very polite to him. I was trying to be diplomatic, but I was just thinking, fucking blasters, get the fuck out of here with your see, this is what you gotta do energy. Just stop it with the unsolicited advice. So that's what I was thinking, but instead I just told him, look, I'm not trying to do anything here. I don't have a scam. I'm not actually selling anything. I make videos because I feel compelled to make them. And if people watch, that's fine. And if they don't, that's also fine. And as I'm doing these things that I feel compelled to do, maybe some sort of OI will emerge. I don't know, but there's no scam. I'm just not selling anything. So I don't need it to be successful. I don't need it to be a certain way. I don't need it to follow conventional wisdom. That's what I told him. And then I woke up.